Alright guys, what's going on? Trey back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video talking about a viewer requested topic that I do a video by itself so that we can all discuss and give our thoughts on what we think is going to happen next week. And probably maybe a little bit after, because it might not all be resolved next week. By the way, I'm going to say right off the bat, this topic and what may happen in the TV show and what did happen in the comic books of The Walking Dead is pretty gruesome and it's pretty dark. So for a rare change, I'm going to let people know, if you're not of 18 years or older, this topic may be too dark for you or just too mature for you. So essentially what happens is this, and what the topic is that in the Walking Dead comic book series, basically Rick, Glenn, and Michonne are taken captive by the governor after they find, basically, they see the down airplane. Rick, Michonne, and Glenn go after it and follow the tracks back to the governor at Woodbury, end up finding him there, and afterwards are kind of pretty much tortured and forced to reveal their location at the prison, or almost. And as such, basically, a few things happen to the characters. So Glenn is probably going to be much the same. It looks like, based on the trailer, it'll be even a little bit more gruesome than what happened in the comic books, where, you know, we see his face and it looks like Merle is just beating the crap out of him, which you can see the sneak peek online for that. I'll put that in the description. And of course, what this is really going to be about is who's going to fill the role of Michonne, where in the comic books Michonne is sexually assaulted by the governor, or raped, in other words. Another thing, too, is that in the comic books, the governor cuts Rick's hand off, like just clean off. That's something that in the TV series I actually don't see happening, because then they would either have to CG Rick's hand all the time, or they would have to do some kind of thing similar to what happened to Merle and give him some kind of, like, you know, contraption to cover it so they don't have to CG it all the time, which I just don't think they would really want to do in the television series. I mean, they could do it, but Rick has just lost Lori. So that wouldn't really have the same weight as it did in the comic books, where it happened before he lost Lori, quite a bit earlier than when he lost Lori. So it was like a holy shit type moment. Plus, we would all kind of be expecting it somewhat, so I don't see that. Also, he obviously wasn't captured with Glenn and Maggie, so it wouldn't be the same. But will Maggie fill Michonne's place and have the governor do that to to Maggie instead? Really dark, man. Maybe too dark for television, you know. And this has been a topic a lot of people have been saying all this time, is like, how much can you do on television? What's too dark for the Walking Dead on AMC to do? I think they could go all the way and just not show everything, because I mean, they have done pretty much the darkest stuff you can, pretty much the dark stuff you can do. I mean, there are some things that are even darker than that, but what happened to Lori after she died, that was really dark. Merle in the first season with his hand, that was really dark, and that was right off the bat. That was like the second episode, right, of the first season. Lori's whole death scene, too, that was just what Carl had to do. That was all super dark as well. So I think they could probably do it and get away with it. I don't think it would be, you know, too bad. But the governor in the TV series seems to be a nicer character than he was in the comic books, at least for the most part. Now, yes, he did go against those, military guys with, you know, kind of putting out the white flag and then tricking them, and then, yeah, we found you too, and then blowing them away. But even that happening, I tend to think that maybe this would be a little bit too far to take it. However, it does kind of look like that might be the direction they're going, because in the TV series too, you have Andrea in the preview. She's kind of like putting herself on him. You know, she's going for it, and it seems like he's going to reject her. You know, so maybe the reason for that could be that maybe he just got finished doing that with her or something. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe we'll just hear it in the TV series. Like, we could hear what's going on, and Merle could kind of use it to torture Glenn into telling him where the prison is and then taking it from there, which I think it would make sense for him to do that. Rick, at the same time, though, Michonne is going to let him know where Woodbury is. So they're both all of a sudden going to be aware of each other, and you better believe that Rick will probably be the first one to act and go right after them as soon as he can with all the members of the group that will fight. So to do a prediction, do I think they're going to do it in the TV series? Man, I mean, this is a tough one to say. You know, have the governor do that to her and have her fill the shoes of Michonne in the TV series. Ah, man, you know, I mean, I tend to think that he probably won't go all the way there, or if he does, they'll do it very vaguely. So they obviously are not going to show any of it. They may show the beginning of it, then cut off, and then just show the sounds while Glenn is in the next room. So that could happen, but you know, I mean, I guess it's all really what they want to do. To a certain degree, it certainly looks like the situation is shaping up to be that. And that also, too, would do another thing. It would sort of make people fully hate the governor. Instead of him being sort of like on the edge right now, which for me, he's kind of on the edge. You know, I don't totally hate the governor from the TV series yet. But if he is to do that, then that would send him way over into full villain territory where it's like, you know, wow, I can't believe it. But it is a little bit, he is a womanizer, so it would work with his character too. So I think they probably will do it to a degree, but you know, they're probably not going to show hardly any of it. But it does seem like that's the route they're probably going to go. So those are pretty much my thoughts on whether or not I think Maggie is the replacement for Michonne from the comic books and what's going to happen with that afterwards. Very, very dark, going to be a dark scene if they do that. Even hearing the sounds of it, if that happens. And just a dark topic. I almost feel uncomfortable just talking about it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about it. Do you think it's too dark for TV? I think it's a little bit, but TV these days, I mean, you've got Dexter on and all this other stuff. So, you know, it's not what it once was. You know, things like that would never be allowed, you know, 20 years ago, but nowadays they seem to be okay. So, yeah, that's really all I got to say. Let's talk about it in the comments. I want to hear what you guys think about it. And that's the Walking Dead video for today. Strav, stay in peace.